What is up? What is up? You already know who the fuck I am. I'm your boy that plays the beat. Been clowning sucker free since 2003. Man, what is going on? What is going on? You already know who it is. You know what it ain't. Man, I can't change things that I can't. Y'all know what it is. It's the holiday season. Yeah, I don't really too much get into celebrating all that other shit, man. I be trying to figure out how I'm gonna get off the goddamn court plantation, so y'all won't get a whole bunch of Merry Christmases and bullshit from me. That's not really what I do. And even if you do get it, I'll tell you Happy Halloween or some shit. I don't give a fuck about that shit. There is no break when you're dealing with racism, white supremacy to me, man. So that's just me personally. I don't get into that. While we up here celebrating at a lower end level, these motherfuckers is putting their kids through school, sitting around chilling in Mumbai and all these other nice places while we out here grinding it all and working hard just so we get a couple of days off. So when I have time off from the court plantation, I like to reevaluate and relax and just decompress. I get away from my phone. I do a lot of that shit. But shout out to everybody out there at the court plantation. If you there, man, I fuck with you big time. You know what it is. You cannot finesse me, man. Shout out to everybody that's not telling at the court plantation. This is one of the first days I done really picked up my phone, except with one of my homeboys. He was texting me about the Matrix. We gonna get into that too. I watched the new Matrix. Not really. They didn't really do a good job. I'm gonna really get into it. Hopefully it's not a spoiler alert. If you didn't watch the Matrix, then that's fine, but I did. I streamed it at the crib and I knew it wasn't gonna be that great because I'm like, first of all, you're taking away from what Sophia Stewart wrote, the Queen Mother of the Matrix. She wrote the Matrix. So I know you're not gonna really add any value to the movie after she done took you to court and won. And a lot of the stuff that they put in there, it just did not make sense. Some of the stuff they put in there made sense. It just was like, man, I wasn't feeling it. So we'll get on that. We'll get on a lot of things. I seen it was a shooting. A little girl got shot in a Burlington Coat Factory dressing room because they chasing somebody else. Police just chase somebody else and shoot in the goddamn building and end up killing a young black girl. So there's so much shit to discuss. But yeah, I've kind of been this way over the last several years. When it comes to, celebrating the holidays, it ain't nothing wrong with celebrating them. Celebrate them. Get time to be with your family. But now it's time when you're with your family to get on code. Get on code. This is the time right now for us to establish the code of conduct with us. Support us. Support black businesses. Do what we need to do. Now it's time to get on code, with the dominant society and be bucking our eyes and Sanborn and Conan and shit. Fuck that shit, man. Yeah, my boy, this motherfucker was texting me about the Matrix, and it's so funny, man. People watch this new Matrix and think they done seen something. It's like, nigga, you better go back and watch the first three. Those are the classics. This new one, they kind of threw this shit together. You better go back and watch when the Merovingian said, what are y'all doing here? Oh, you came here because somebody told you to come here. You don't even know why you here. Tell the fortune teller her time is almost up, clown. But anyway, man, we gonna talk about a few things, and I ain't gonna be on here long, man. I just thought I would hit y'all midday. I hope some people are at the court plantation right now so they can listen to me while they at the court plantation, because it works better that way. And when you're dealing with the court plantation, you gotta really watch them and keep them at bay. They do a lot of little sneaky, shiesty shit. Ask you dumb questions and shit when you away from the court plantation. It's like, man, don't you already got that information? Get the fuck out of here. And I done seen so much shit. Like I was watching this series on Netflix. Like when it's the holiday time, I'm not gonna lie to you. I take that time to watch I stream a lot of stuff. I'm a big time movie buff as it is. So I stream and I like series and documentaries and stuff like that. So I took the time to really, I didn't read as much as I thought I was gonna read, but I was watching this show. It's called The Upshaws with Mike Epps and Ken Fields. Very, very good show. It's funny. I finally got a chance to watch it all the way through, and it was a good show. And on one of the episodes, it's funny. I'm gonna get into that right now, but man, yeah, let me turn this motherfucking music down, man. We're gonna get into it. But yeah. I was watching the Epshaws, man, and Ken Fields, she works for this hospital or something like that, and she works in the administration part. You know, she's trying to go for the director. So here comes some mammy that's just a grinning nigga that's just grinning the whole damn time, who worked at Old Navy. They hired this bitch as the director. You know what I mean? And they checked off all the boxes. Well, she's black, she's a minority, and we ain't got to hire from within. If that ain't the core plantation, then I don't know what the fuck you at. I'm so tired of niggas denying that they not at the core plantation, and you know, you just ill will because you didn't get what you want and all this other stuff. Let me tell you something. This is something that I know. If you are melanated and highly favored, if you are a foundational black American and you are trying to move up some type of corporate structure in corporate America, and you're not doing it to help out the black folk behind you, then you're doing it you're doing it, you're selfish, and you're doing it for your own selfish gain. And you don't need to move up no corporate ladder that way where you in charge of people. Why don't you just move up a different way where you ain't got to be in charge of nobody? But that's because we have not been socialized that way. We've been socialized individual first, then everybody else second. And that's fine. But in the individuality, in my personal opinion, once you get the individual accolades and all this other stuff, by the time you even think to help motherfuckers, you don't even really want to be bothered. And I get it. And it's hard to deal with each other because we have programmed ourselves. We've been programmed not to deal with each other, not to want to see each other successful. You know what I mean? And then the dominant society, they get a kick out of playing all these little bullshit games and pitting people against each other and just doing all this sucker shit. Like I saw this shit where the people that had Michael Vick's dog, they gonna put on there, one of Michael Vick's last fighting dog. Like, why would you do that? That shit was fucking 15 years ago. And y'all niggas is still talking about that shit? But when it come to a motherfucking white person, like I told this funky, ugly, mammy black bitch on Twitter, I was like, why you don't have this energy? She was talking this shit about L.A. Reid. I was like, all right, well, why don't you have the same energy for Harvey Weinstein? Well, no, you don't have that same energy for Harvey Weinstein. Because I went and looked up the bitch's tweets. But you ain't say not a nad thing about no goddamn Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, none of them Steins and Steins, and none of the bogus bullshit that go on in Hollywood or in the music industry. Motherfuckers act like L.A. Reid is the corporate behind all the motherfucking taking the pussy. Man, please, you better ask Michael Jackson. Google Michael Jackson when he shuts down Times Square and he talks shit about Tommy Mottola, the racist motherfucker that he is. You're like, well, how you know? Just because Michael Jackson said it? Well, it was confirmed by Irv Gotti when he got into it with Tommy Mottola that Tommy Mottola called him a nigger. So go Google that. Look that up. And Irv Gotti was making excuses for that. And I'm like, nigga, I wouldn't be making no excuses for that shit. But this is what we do sometimes when we're not educated or when there's money on the line. I get it. You got to handle business first. Go call me nigga all we want. We just want to handle this business. And I understand, but sometimes we have to read books like Black Labor, White Wealth, Powernomics. We have to read these books. And the reason why it is imperative that we read them and study them and know them is because you got to know thyself. Like I said, I watched the first Matrix, the second Matrix, the third one. We're going to get on that too. We're going to get on the Matrix. What is it called? The Matrix Resurrection? Yeah. Kamala Harris was the Matrix too, bitch. It ain't nobody still talking about Ghislaine Maxwell either. All right. Was it the Matrix Resurrection? No, what the fuck was it? The Matrix. Yeah, because I'm trying to see if I can find it. Hold on. But yeah, man. I was watching that movie. I was like, man. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, there it is. That we gonna get on that too. Let me just type this in. Let me see if that's it. Let's see. All right, hold on, y'all, real quick. I'm just trying to see what they say. All right, there we go. All right. Yeah, all right. All right. There we go. I'll put that in there. Shout out to Philly, Shawnee in the building. Erica, Tommy, Shatashi, you already know what it is. Like I said, man, a lot of it is too, my mom's passed away. So, the holidays ain't the same for me in general. All our holidays out here, in Vegas, Las Vegas, Nevada, I spent a lot of them on the west side. I even, since my mom been gone, I even kind of drove over there just to, kind of draw back those memories and reconjure up those memories. You know what I'm saying? Because they were good memories. It wasn't like painful, like, oh man, this is sad. It was more like, man, we had a great time. It was a great run when my mom was alive. There was a lot of arguing, fighting, and disagreeing and all this other shit. But at the end, there was a good 4 or 5 years where we just drank a lot and ate a lot and we had a lot of great conversations. And within those conversations, we always talked about law, racism, those things. And that's what, establishing a code of being on code should be about, man. You know what I mean? And as I watch this Matrix, this new one, let me start off by saying this. Movie makers need to stop throwing shit together. You need to get different type of writers in there. Stop being cheap. They kind of it was kind of slopped together. It wasn't a masterpiece like the first Matrix or the second one or even the third one. See, those are classics. It's hard to remake those. But when you're dealing with a franchise as big as the Matrix, you have to make sure you keep the quality of it in there. Now, they did certain things in there. Me personally, I liked a lot of it that was in there. If you haven't seen it and you don't want to watch this part, they had the architect in there, which was a new architect. He was a young architect. And he was saying a lot of profound shit. He was saying a lot of profound shit. The one thing that he said that struck out to me at the very end of the movie, he said, these people like my world. They like the Matrix. They like to be in control. They don't want free will. They like us giving them the choice. They like the lie. They're dumb. If you go watch Fascism of America by Aaron Russo, let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that really quick, because I'm not going to be on here long. But I talk about that a lot. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. All right. Fascism. See, that shit always. Fascism of America. Aaron Russo. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Aaron Russo. They probably took it off of here though. They probably took that shit off of here. Yup. Hey, they took it off of here. Freedom of the individual. Ensure freedom. All right, let me see. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can. They got some stuff. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. I just want you to listen to a little bit of this.
Wow. Or uncomfortable. Let me see a show of hands for uncomfortable. Amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. See, I remember being taught in high school that America was different because it was founded on the principle of liberty.
Which is slavery.
That means nobody can make you do things against your will, including the government. And government's function was to protect that liberty. Everybody stand up. Stand up.
And this is the guy that David Rockefeller approached and wanted to bring him into his inner circle and was basically telling Aaron Russo, like, why do you care about those people? And he was like, bro, why would you do that to these people? Like, and he's like, these people are dumb. They're idiots. They like to be controlled. So when you watch The Matrix, they're telling you what they really think about people. That's why when you watch the very first Matrix and they unplug Neo, so they give him the red pill and he's unplugged and he comes out of the pod and he opens his eyes and he's like, oh, I gotta, you've never used your eyes before because you've been in that incubator, fueling the machine the whole time. That's what they do. They don't want people to be unplugged. And that's why Morpheus told him he said, I got to apologize because after a certain time, we don't free people's mind because people will go crazy. And that's real.
Gun control. Another says no. Taxes are too high. Taxes are too low. Balance the budget in 7 years, 5 years, 9 years, 3 years, 1 year, 18 years. Affirmative action. No affirmative action. Speed limit 55, 75. It's safer. It's not safer. It's insanity.
He's just basically talking about how the government is this way, that way. Anything to keep us on the loop, to keep us, on the hamster wheel. As long as you keep pushing. That's why you got to go see these movies. Go watch all 3 of the Matrix. Go watch 4 of them. Go watch all 4 of them. I would watch the first one. You're not even going to be able to understand the last movie if you ain't watched all 3 of them.
Restore it. Don't ignore it. Of everything we stand for. There is no greater good than each of us being free. That is the ultimate good. After the Oklahoma City bombing, the President and Congress called for the immediate passage of the anti-terrorist bill.
Time is now.
Your boy Clinton.
Important legislation. You can be sure that terrorists around the world are not delaying their plans while we delay the passage of this bill.
It sounds great. Get rid of terrorism. Yeah. Yeah, on the surface. But scratch the surface of this bill, and we discover an overreaching power that is akin to dictatorship. 10-year sentences for the crime of supporting the lawful activities of an organization the president unilaterally, you hear that word? Unilaterally declares to be terrorist. And it's not appealable. He says it, that's it.
That's it. I hope y'all caught that.
Gets me so mad. In addition, this bill allows five hand-picked judges, handpicked federal judges to hold trials in secret. In secret! Behind closed doors. Wait. Without a jury. And the defendant.
I just wanted to play y'all a little bit of. You always hear me talking about Mr. Russo, but you don't never hear me play a little bit of it. But that's him. He's dope. His name's Aaron Russo. He's got a lot of knowledge. He speaks about a lot of stuff. And what I do notice watching The Matrix, I noticed that, man, it's time for us to get on code. Now is the time. You have all this civil unrest between other racial groups. You have all this dividing. The Democratic Party don't know what the fuck they doing because they know they done fuck niggas over again. So now they got to come up with they got to formulate a whole nother plan to get us to go out there and vote. You know, you're going to look up and Biden done been in there 4 years. And you're going to be like, well, damn, what the fuck we need this nigga in here for? So I say this to everyone. Please, if you get the chance, just go watch the first one. Sit down, have you a nice little drink. Just watch the fucking first Matrix. Just watch what he's explaining. Just watch it. Just watch what he's explaining in the system and the construct and how we work with the system and how we power the system. And then when you watch these series of events and you watch the last Matrix they just made, the new architect was basically, he said some of the most profound shit in the movie. The movie wasn't that great as far as how they put it together. I think they made a mockery of Morpheus's part. They tried to because Morpheus was so serious, they tried to make it a joke. And in this day and time, I think they were appealing more to white people because black folk, that was the first movie I saw where a black man wasn't just a superhero. He was very knowledgeable. So I didn't particularly appreciate them making a mockery out of the Morpheus character. But that's just me. But the architect in this Matrix, man, he was saying some crazy, profound shit. And the thing that sticks with me, I'm going to watch it again. He just was like, man, these people like my world. They like the Matrix. The fuck are you talking about? These people are dumb. And they like it. Period. And I will destroy and keep rebuilding it. And the end of the movie was corny after that, but there were a lot of corny bullshit scenes in there where I was like, this shit don't even make sense. Like, what are y'all doing? They didn't introduce the characters correctly. You know what I mean? Like, it was a lot of shit in there that I was like, what are y'all doing? What are you doing? What does this even matter? This doesn't even go with the movie. But that's Hollywood. And when you build a masterpiece like The Matrix, then The Matrix Reloaded, then The Matrix Revolution, when you build those and you put those together, those are masterpieces. That's like Reasonable Doubt for Jay-Z. That's like Illmatic for Nas. That's like The Chronic for Dr. Dre. You're never gonna rebuild that. It's timeless and priceless. That's why I always go back to those, because in those there's more of a teaching. Especially on the second one, Matrix Reloaded, when he went to go see the Merovingian, and the Merovingian was just like, man, y'all came here with nothing. I watched that scene over and over again. He's like, you came here because somebody told you to come here. You don't even know why you're here. Well, we're here to get the key maker. Okay, but what you need the key maker for? Because they had told me to come and get the key maker. For what? Because they told me I needed to see the source. And what you need to see the source for? Because they had told me I needed to see the source. You just following directions. I'm the trafficker of information. If you don't, the fuck out of here. As I'm older and I watch it, I'm like, damn, they look dumb as fuck. Just walking in there. Everybody's got a choice. that nigga was like, no, everybody does not have a choice. Choice, it is an illusion between those with power and those without. What do you mean, Warren? When you go to the grocery store, who put those groceries in that store? Who put the food in that store? You don't know where it come from. You just know the name of the store where you're buying it. When you go to Chick-fil-A, nigga, that means they have 100 billion chickens in this planet, in the United States of America. They must have 100 billion chickens to feed everybody that much chicken. You can't tell me that they just giving everybody fresh chicken. Stop. We don't know. Because a lot of us, we don't give a fuck. Just like the counselor told Neo in I think it was the first one or the second one. I don't know what that does. I just know it works. And that's what's important. That is our water supply, and that's what powers our electricity and our heat. And I don't know how it works, but I'm just glad it works, and that's true. That's how we are. You know, because once we start thinking past things we can't understand, a lot of times it is scary. Sometimes you're like, where the fuck y'all pulling the water from? Where is all this water fucking coming from? How we know this ain't toilet water that y'all just ain't recycling? You know, those are just things that you have to think about. Even though they're going to give you some bullshit answer. Oh, no, we don't recycle the water. No, man, stop. Stop. As Dr. Claude Anderson teaches and says, how you got billionaires building schools in Africa when we suffering in the United States of America? Incorporated. That's some real shit. Dr. Claude Anderson said that when he was being interviewed by Chico. I think it was Chico Bean who interviewed him. Either Chico Bean or I forgot who interviewed Dr. Claude Anderson. Was it Chico Bean? Yeah, I think it was Chico Bean who interviewed him on Charlemagne the God's channel. That was some real shit that he said. It's like, you gonna build a school in Africa for kids when you got Africans that's right next to you? The fuck out of here. No cap. They send food bags home with the children in public schools. Exactly. These are just things that I feel like we gotta focus on, man. And when I watch, because I'm gonna watch it again and again and again and again and again and again and again, because there were so many parts where the architect in this new Matrix, he was just saying some profound shit that was fucking me up. He's the architect, so he built the system. So he's just like, man, please, they like this shit. Just like in the second Matrix when the architect was like, man, I destroyed this shit 6 times. Y'all been, oh, you think you the one? Yeah, I'm the one. Man, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You're the 6th one, motherfucker. We destroyed it 5 times. And every time we rebuild it, we implant another the one into the system that someone can chase the rabbit hole and go find. That's why you have the Oracle, who's the mother of the Matrix, and then you have the father of the Matrix, which is the architect. And then the sons of the Matrix and the children of the Matrix is Agent Smith and Neo. What are you talking about, Warren? If you watch it when Agent Smith said, Mom, you would know, Mom. But man, look, like I said, that is my time. I hope you had a great holiday. You know, watch yourself when you out shopping and doing what you need to do. If you can't do nothing but relax, that's what, like I said, that's what I do is relax. I watched the Upshaws with Mike Epps and Kim Fields, and that one part stuck out to me when somebody from Old Navy took her job as the director. And it's like, that's what they do. They go get a black person that's a mammy, and they'll put him over you. That's going to be grinning and smiling. And it's sickening what the dominant society does. But they the ones who will tell us we need the goddamn mental health. We the ones that need to go to therapy. Like on my last podcast, the very, very last podcast that I did. The very, very last podcast that I did was when that sister's daughter was going to the school, and they said some racist shit. They sent her a racist meme, And then the mom addressed the school district, the school principal, and they're like, oh, well, maybe your daughter needs counseling. Counseling? No, them motherfuckers need racial counseling. But no, they don't. This is being taught and accepted by the dominant society's generation. So that's learned behavior. So don't make no excuses for these motherfuckers. Just get the fuck away from them, because there ain't nothing you can do for them. And stop going out of your way to try to explain to people what racism, white supremacy is. If they don't know, refer them a book and get the fuck out the way and keep it moving. And let them think whatever the fuck they want to think. Motherfucker get to talking, man, I suggest you go read Black Labor, White Wealth, bro. That's the only thing I can tell you. That's what you do. When they get to talking there, you know what I'm saying? But we, you know, man, you know, we gotta, man, yeah. Go read Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. You know what I mean? Motherfucker get to talking like, man, y'all conspiracy theorists and all this other stuff about, you know, all this other shit that's going on with the jab and all this other stuff, man. I highly recommend, you know, not just the Negro Project, but I highly recommend, shout out to my brother No Compromise. Go get this fucking book, Medical Apartheid. Go get the fucking book. God damn, man. And you want to tell me if the shit is all in my head. Man, get the fuck out of here. That's what the first thing they tell you. That's what they was telling Neo in the Matrix. Oh, this is in my head. Because the architect was so good at blending the worlds. Like Morpheus said, how do you know if you're in the dream world or the real world? Remember, they look at us as commoner, useless eaters. Weeds that need to be exterminated. Dumb, fickle crowd of people. Just dummies that don't know shit. Don't want to question nothing. If you are that, then get the fuck away from me. If you are having such a great time working your corporate plantation job because they didn't promise you some crumbs, then good for you. But if you know this corporate plantation job that you work it's set up to where you have to work it till you're 70 years old and then you get sick and die. If you don't want to do that, then you should already be looking like, man, what the fuck, man? I'm just trying to do my shit, do my 8 and skate. Because when you look at the Matrix and its totality of things, as everybody likes, just stay in the Matrix. As Cypher said, my mind is telling me this steak is real, but I know it's not real. Ignorance is bliss. Hey, man, now is the time for us to be on code. Recycling the black dollars. Ordering books from black businesses. And ordering things that you would normally order from other places. Order from a black business, man. It ain't hard. Go support. I went and got me some stuff, some food from Annie's. Yeah, it ain't the healthiest. I never said I eat healthy all the goddamn time. But goddamn, there's plenty of other shit that we eat that's not healthy, and it ain't from no black business. Damn right, I said it, nigga. If you're gonna fuck yourself up eating some fucked up food, why don't you get it from your own people? And stop getting the chicken chow mein, all this bullshit from these motherfuckers. Why don't you go get you some shit from your black folk, man? Man. But anyway, man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. I already went over 10 minutes. Man, I'm going to try to hit y'all up sometime this week. I'm going to be a little off schedule because I got other shit going on. But hey, man, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it ain't. If you dealing with a motherfucker that's sitting up here talking about, oh, man, you know, Kamala, man, they gonna really look out for us, man. And Kamala going to really look out for us. Sambo, Mammy, Coon, tell him about the gun line. Haywood Shepherd, Steve from Django. Guilty, nigga. I don't fuck with you. I'm out.